bread, people credit to the check bounce. This is not a water or bread drought. The Messiah brought a sword, so I ain't beefing, friend. Please the peace within, so be peaceful then. Believe the peace with him, so be peaceful then. Had to learn, I had to separate from evil men. Black Messiah on the mountaintop. So tell me what you bout.
Shalom, we're here again with another lesson for the day. We have Yesharon and myself, or Ibri. We're going to bring out this word. Today the lesson is going to be on faith. Having utter, unwavering faith. It's going to be a short lesson, impromptu lesson. But we're going to get down to it, bring out a few verses, and allow you to come up with everything else on your own. So we're going to start off with a prayer. We're going to bring in a session with a prayer. Y'all, we come to you this morning. Thank you for another day, another opportunity. We ask that as this word comes out, that you allow your spirit to flow within us, flow through us, and allow the lesson and allow the message to be conveyed to the audience. We thank you for everything that you have done, and we thank you for the wisdom that you have bestowed upon us. We ask that that the individual who needs to hear this message will hear this message, and the individual who needs this message as a message of encouragement, they will take it and use it for their benefit. We give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. Bahashem Hamashiach, Bahashem B'Wakadesh, Hallelujah, Salam.
All right, we're going to start off with Matthew 26 and 6. Now when Yeshua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, as he said at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Yeshua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured out this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. All praises.
All praises. So we're going to start off with Philippians 4:13.
Philippians.
So as we get into this lesson about faith, the most important thing when realizing faith is just like love, faith is an action. And faith is the belief in something and then acting upon that belief, knowing that it's already going to come to be.
Right. All right, Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
Okay, so we have here Philippians 4:13. The King James rendering says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But as we go into other contexts and original manuscripts, it actually says, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And the him that my brother Paul was referring to was the Most High, Yah, Elohim. So right here is letting you know that whatever it is that you want to set your mind to, whatever it is that you want to do, Yah gives you the power to do that thing. So no matter what it is that you want to do, as long as you have the faith and move forward on that faith, Yah will give you the provision to complete that task. So we're going to jump to the book of James, chapter 2. We're going to read 14 through 24.
All right, book of James, chapter 2, 14. What does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have no works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked or destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding, give them not those things which are needful to the body, what does it profit?
So right here, James is letting you know that having faith is more than just thinking something. He's leading you into the conclusion that faith is an action, because if someone is hungry, Like the example James, our brother James gave here. If someone is hungry and they come to you, you can't say departed faith. They haven't been fed. You have to have something that goes along with that.
All right. Even so, faith, if it have not work, is dead being alone. Yeah, a man may say, thou have faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
So right here, the brother James is letting you know, when you have faith in something, you're going to move on that faith. So just like you have faith that every month you're going to be able to pay the bills in which you have, your faith in knowing that your bills will get paid as you go to work every day. So that way, you know, if I go to work every day, I'm going to get paid, and then my bills are going to get paid. If it's something that you want to act upon, if you have a business that you want to start, and you have the faith to know that you're going to get this business started, you're going to take all the steps because you have the faith to know that your business is going to get started. So you take all the steps. You go get your business registered. You go buy the products that you need. You go buy the equipment that you need. You go out and you put out the advertising because you know by your faith that if you do these things, then what you want to happen is going to come to be.
All right. Verse 19. Thou believest that there is one God, one Elohim. Thou doest well. The devil also believe and tremble. But will thou know, O vain man, that faith without work is dead?
So you can have your faith. We have a lot of people that say, I have faith, I have faith. If you aren't acting on your faith, then your faith is null and void. If you are searching for employment and you say, I have faith that y'all's going to get me a job, and then you sit at home on your butt watching TV, you're not going to get a job because you're not acting on your faith.
That's right.
Yah is not a fairy godmother. He's not going to sprinkle magic dust down and just allow things to be. You have to move and you have to act on that faith that you have and put yourself in the position and believe that it's going to be and act on that belief.
That's right. Verse 21, James 3 and 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar?
So, right here, it's showing right here. Abraham, when we go back through the story with Abraham and his son Isaac, the angel came to Abraham and told him to go offer his son up. Abraham knew, okay, no, I know this is from Yah. I don't know, I know that he wouldn't have me offer up my son, but I'm going to have faith, and because of his faith, he moved on his faith. So he didn't just say, you know what, well, y'all say he's going to do something for me, let me just sit around on my butt. No, he didn't do that. He knew y'all was going to deliver him. He knew if he just acted upon it, y'all would give him what he needed. So because of Abraham's works for his faith, he went and was diligent and was obedient. Y'all didn't allow him to sacrifice Isaac. He gave him a ram instead.
All right. 22. Verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. And the scripture was fulfilled which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed upon him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of the Most High. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. So
this goes back to when you have faith, you work and you move according to that faith to allow what you want to happen. Because Abraham had faith in Yah, he moved on that faith, and he was diligent and he was disciplined and he was obedient. If he didn't have faith in Yah, he would have never taken his son up to that altar, and he would have never shown, not just said, but he would have never shown Yah that he had faith in what Yah had set forth for him. So now we're going to go to the book of Matthew 9, 27 through 30. See, a lot of times when we think of faith, we don't realize that the faith that we have is based off of the internal feelings and actions of ourselves. A lot of times we try to put it on a lot of other entities and a lot of other things, but the things in which we want to come to be comes by our faith, not anything else. Our faith and our actions upon that.
All right.
Mm-hmm. 9 and 27 through 30.
All right. Matthew 9:27. And when Yeshua departed thence, 2 blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us.
So, right here, Yahushua was walking through. He had 2 blind men coming to him. And this is where Yahushua was walking around, doing his doing his miracles and doing his healings and whatnot. All right.
And verse 28. And when he was come into the house, the blind man came to him, and Yeshua said unto them, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, Yea, Lord. Then touched he their eyes, saying, According to your faith be it unto you.
Hold on. Read that again. Read that. According, what did it say?
All right. According to your faith be it unto you.
So what Yahushua was saying right there, and this is the part that people always miss. He didn't say, oh, you are healed. He said, according to your faith. What he said, according to your faith?
According to your faith be it unto you.
Keep going.
And their eyes were open, and Yeshua straightly charged them, saying, See that no man knoweth. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all that country.
So right there, right here in this, Matthew 9, as we see, Yahushua's healing didn't necessarily come by his healing. It came by their faith in the ability to get it done. They knew that they were going to be able to see because of his power, and they truly had faith that that was going to be the case, and that's how they were healed. Had they not believed, had they not had the faith, they would have not been healed. So that goes to show you that the power was in their faith more so than the power was in the actual healing from Yahushua. Let's go to Matthew 14, 28 through 31.
All right. Matthew 14, Matthew chapter 14, verse 28. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water.
So right here, Peter's asking, hey, if it be your will, allow me to come with you on the water.
And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yeshua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. So right here, as Peter was able to step off the boat, Yahushua was already out walking on the water. Peter, no matter what you feel about Yahushua, whether you feel like he was just a man, whether you feel like he was Yah personified, whether you feel like he was a demigod, or whether you feel like he was an inordinate being, however, Yahushua was already walking on the water. We know for a fact Peter was a normal, common, regular, everyday man. And Peter was walking on the water. When Peter was going out to Yahushua, he had the faith. That's why he had the ability to walk on the water. Verse 31. And immediately Yeshua stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, where didst thou doubt?
So right here, Yahushua was showing Peter. It said to Peter, you start like a faith. So when Peter started getting afraid because he saw the wind and the waters and all of that, his faith started to lessen, and his faith started to weaken. And as his faith started to weaken, he began to sink. It was never the power Yahushua would have had Peter walking on the water, but it was Peter's faith in himself walking on the water that gave him the power to walk on the water. When he lost that faith and that power, that's when he began to sink. And that's when Yahushua came over there and told him, ye of little faith. When his faith went down, he was no longer able to walk on the water.
And we can use that in our everyday regular lives. Like, we have faith in this Bible. We believe in God, we keep God, we try to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. But as soon as a little turmoil comes in our life, we lose that faith. And we walk away from that faith. Because when we're in this truth, you're going to have trials and tribulations, but we have to stay strong in our faith when those things happen in our life. And that's the example that we can get from this Bible verse right here.
And then to piggyback on what Brother Yeshurun was saying just now, when you go back to the story of Job, Job went through trials and tribulations, but Job overall did not lose his faith in Yah. So even though Job was stripped down, had everything taken away from him, because he kept his faith in Yah, he was given back tenfold of what he had previously to that. And Job was a very rich man and an upright man before then. He got even more than what he had before. So even though you go through trials and tribulations, you keep your faith, you'll be rewarded even more than what you had before. So we're going to go to Matthew 9:20 through 22.
Matthew 9, chapter 20. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years.
So right here, it's showing right here, the story is set to let you know this woman had been dealing with this issue of leakage, whether it be her menstrual cycle, whatever it may be. She was dealing with this issue for over 12 years. So I'm pretty sure she tried to figure out any way how to do this thing before. How to get rid of this thing before.
All right. 12 years, came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. 21. For she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole.
So right here, her faith, she strongly believed that if I just can touch Yahushua's garment, then I will be healed. That's how strong her faith was. I just need to touch his hem. I have the faith that if I touch his hem, then I'll be healed.
But Yeshua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Now
notice what Yahushua said here. That's why it's very important to pay attention to how things are said. Yahushua didn't say, I have healed you. What did he say? Read it again.
Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith has made thee whole.
Notice he didn't say, I made thee whole. Notice he didn't say, I healed thee. He said, your faith is what made you whole. That's why it's important to know that no matter what you go through, Matthew 15:28. No matter what you go through, if you hold faith, this woman had been dealing with this issue for 12 years. And when she finally had strong enough faith to move past her issue, it was immediately healed. Immediately. Notice Yahushua did not say, I healed you. He said, your faith is what healed you. That's why it's important to believe in what you believe in and follow through on it no matter what the circumstances or situations are, because your faith is what will get you through your trials, troubles, and tribulations.
That's right. Matthew 15:28. Then Yeshua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. You should have read that whole, so they get the whole gist of what happened right there.
Okay, so
I'm going to go back up.
Okay.
Matthew 15, I'm going to start at 21.
Okay.
Then Yeshua went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cried after us. But he said unto her, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. And she said, true, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Then Yeshua answered and said unto the woman, unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
So that goes to show you right there. This woman came. Yahushua told her, I'm only here for the children of Israel. She came from another province. She came out of Canaan. She had nothing to do with those people. So she had a totally different, quote unquote, spiritual system. As you go,
and she knew what her position was.
She knew what her position was, but furthermore, if she came from a different province and she wasn't of Israel, that means she served different gods.
Right.
Which means she served someone else. But her faith that she had in the power went on to show her that, hey, shows us right here that no matter what it is that you're going through or no matter where you're coming from, if your faith is strong enough, then the things in which you need will happen. So right here, Yahushua didn't say, well, I heal your daughter. What did he say again right there in 28?
O woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
So because she had great faith, her great faith is what healed her daughter, knowing that it was going to be done. We're going to go to Matthew 21 through 22.
Right. Matthew chapter 21. And Yeshua answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive.
So right here, Yahushua was telling you. Now, as we revisit the verses in which we read before this, where the strength of everyone's faith got them the healing that they wanted, Yahushua was saying right here, if you have unwavering faith, what it is that you want to do or have done will happen through prayer, belief, and unwavering faith. So if you have unwavering faith that you want to start your business, if you have unwavering faith that you want to feed your people, if you have unwavering faith that you want to help those that are in need, it'll get done. And as we read up in Philippians 4 and 13, you can do all things through him who strengthens me. Whatever your faith is in, if you truly believe it, Yah will give you the power to get it done.
And that is just not a hashtag, I can do all things. Because a lot of people say, they love to use that scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, but then they'll go and say, but we can't keep all the laws. Then you just contradicting what you just said. Mm-hmm. If you have belief, you can keep the laws. And God said his laws are not grievous, which means they're not hard. But you have to have faith that you can keep. Right?
Absolutely. So we're going to go and read Mark 9 and 23. So as we're seeing here, we're just touching on just to show you, the strength of faith. A lot of times, we say we have faith, and anybody can have faith in something when things are going good, things are going well, when everything is roses and gumdrops. But when you get tested and you get tried through fire, do you still believe what it is that you want is still going to happen? See, when we get hit with adversary, or we get hit with adversity, or we get hit with a little pain, we think that's bad. No, that's not. That's a trying of your faith.
Mark 9:23. And Yeshua said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him. Oh, let me read that again. Mark 9:23. Yeshua said unto him, If thou canst believe.
That's what we can.
Can believe, all things are possible to him that believeth.
Read that again.
And Yeshua said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth.
So right here, Yahushua was basically saying, if you have faith that anything you want to be is possible, if you truly, truly believe that, then it will be. Very simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You have, as your faith moves, the rest of the world moves around you. If you lack faith, then you're going to lack the movement that you need for the world around you. So, I know we're going to have some people who, are going to kind of go against what I'm saying. They're going to say, no, it was Yahushua's power that was doing these things. Yes, these people had faith, but it was still his power of the healing and things like that. Let's go to Matthew 13:58. we're not going to sit, and I'm not sitting here saying Yahushua was not a powerful individual. He was a very powerful individual. He was the individual that was chosen to show us how to live by Torah, how to get it done, how not to make excuses, and how to have unwavering faith to know that you can live by Torah and you can live the way that Yah wants you to live. 13:58. So Yahushua was a very powerful individual. I'm not taking anything from him, what he did and what he came to do. However, what I am trying to get us to do is understand that we ourselves have power as well. And if we believe, have faith, and act on that power, we can literally move mountains. So what does it say right here?
Matthew 14:58.
13.
Matthew
13.
Matthew 13:58. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief.
So right here, Yahushua, this is right after he said, a prophet gives little respect in his own town. Mm-hmm. If Yahushua truly, if these actions that we read earlier, the blind person becoming unblind, the woman with the issue being healed, the other woman's daughter getting this demon cast off of them, if this was anything outside of their faith that had these things done, and right here where it said he didn't do any works because of the unbelief, he still would have been able to do works. You can't work and heal somebody if they don't believe that they're going to be healed. Very simple. So you could go and you could talk to people on the street and we could preach to people, but if they don't believe that they are chosen, they're going to always have a defeatist mindset. That's why Yahushua couldn't heal right here. Couldn't go around doing it. He couldn't do any more mighty works because the other people that he would talk to, they didn't believe. They didn't believe that they could have things done. They didn't believe that they had the power to get over their ailments and attributes that were holding them back. If you lack the faith, nothing in your life will move. You can't say it like we read in James 2. Your works define your faith. If you think God's going to give you something you don't have to do anything for, you're sadly mistaken. You have to move off of your works. Without your works, your faith is null and void. So that right there, that goes to show you right there that we just read, Matthew's 13:58. If you don't have no faith, Yahushua, no power can work in your favor without having faith.
That's right.
So we're going to go to James 5:14 through 15. If we want things to start moving in our lives and we want to be able to get to where it is, where we need to get to, we have to have the unwavering faith that that's going to happen. If you lack faith, you're not going to get anywhere in what you're trying to get to or achieve anything that you're trying to achieve in life. James chapter 5:14 through 15.
James chapter 5:14. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Most High God. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
So right here, it says right here, the prayer of faith shall save the sick. Keep going.
And the Most High shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him.
So right here, he's letting you know, James, the little brother of Yahushua, is letting you know, if you have a prayer of faith and you truly, wholeheartedly believe that this individual is going to be healed, Yahushua will grant that work of faith and allow that individual to be healed, and not only to be healed, but for his sins to be forgiven. So that just goes to show you how strong having faith, because the strength of faith not only works for just you, but it works for those around you as well. Because it says right, it didn't say if the person who was sick had faith. It says if you who are saying the prayer has faith, then that individual will be healed. So if we're all pouring our faith into one another, Yah's going to come and heal and do the things that he needs to do to help get us out of the situation that we're in. So we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 20:20. We almost done wrapping this on up. I just want to show you how important it is to have faith in what it is that you're trying to achieve and where it is that you're trying to go. No matter how tough the trials and tribulations are, your faith is what will push you through and allow it to be, if it be God's will, to be.
2 Chronicles
20:20.
2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in your power, your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper.
So that's it right there. So right here, you're being told, hey, believe in what Yah has told you. If you have utter faith in what Yah has told you, believing in what he said, so the commandments that he gave, and his prophets that came and told you to keep the commandments and how to keep the commandments, if you have utter faith in that, then you will prosper in your life. It says it right here. Read that one more time for me.
All right, verse 20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in thy power, your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper.
So right there, if you believe in Yah and you have faith in Yah, you will be established and you will prosper. If you have that, going back to what Yahushua said, unwavering faith, the faith of a mustard seed. If you have that faith of a mustard seed and your abilities and the power of Yah, just like Philippians 4:13 said, you can do all things through him, Yah, the Most High, who strengthens you. Matter of fact, Philippians 4:13 and 2 Chronicles 20:20 tie together. You can do all things through Yah who strengthens you. And right here saying, if you have unwavering faith in him and what he told you, then you will be established and you will prosper. The last verse we're going to read is Joshua 1:9. So if you're having this faith and it's unwavering and you believe it and you're following it and you're acting on it with your works, if you know that Yah said, hey, take care of your brother in need, and you're acting on that, then the nation of Israel will have no issues. We'll all be looking out for one another. We won't have to go to our enemies for anything. But because we lack faith in one another, that's why we can't rise up as a people.
All right, the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Most High thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest.
So, right here, if you have courage and you stand firm on what your faith is, Yah will give you the strength and he will be with you wherever you go. So your faith, no matter what it is, if you want to move a mountain and you have the faith to do that, and you have the courage and the strength, and you're able to get through the trials and tribulations of it, eventually that mountain will be moved. Now that mountain may not be moved in how you envisioned it, but at the end of the day, with your strong faith and courage, that mountain will get moved. So as long as you have your courage and faith and you are strong and you don't waver, whatever it is that you want to get done will get done. So with that, you have anything else you want to add?
Just press that.
Okay, so with that, we're going to say shalom. Brother Yeshua is going to pray us out. And we thank you for your time today. And we hope that you were edified by the message.
All right, I'm going to read Psalms 76. In Judah is God known. In Judah is God known. His name is great in Israel. In Salem also in his tabernacle and his dwelling place in Zion. There break he the arrows of the bow, the shield and the sword and the battle, Selah. Thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. The stout-hearted and are spoiled. They have slept their sleep, and none of the men of might have found their hands. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and the horse are cast into a dead sleep. Thou art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? Thou didst cause judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still, when the Most High rose to judgment to save all the meek of the earth. Selah. Surely the wrath of man shall praise thee. The remainder of wrath shall thou restrain. Vow and pray unto the Most High your God. Let all that be around about him bring presents unto him that are to be feared. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth. Amen.
Yes, so with that, remember, keep unwavering faith. Stay strong in it and what it is. And not only have faith, but act on that faith. And anything that you want to happen will come to be.
Kwame Sharala.
Kwame Sharala.
School of Israelites, Israelite School of Kings and Priests.
Dirty state courses on corners is Agent Orange. Boss flaps from California, it's midnight train to Georgia. The end is near, I hear they waiting on us. System call my skin a sin like the racist Mormons. Taboos in Bay out, worship by your parliament. That narcissist Trump financed by Khazarians. Pseudoscience says the earth is moving lateral. They use cover-ups to hide the supernatural. Stocks of black fatigues, build knife and gas mask. Any landmass, I'm with the pound like a hashtag. Vaccines got us like lab rats. Seen how they got Saddam out of Baghdad. Blind sheep, trust the administration. Elite Freemasons guilty by affiliation. Garbage. Yeshaya finna bring them arson. To you charlatans in Babylon or Harlem. Black Messiah on the